The title is from an Emily Dickinson poem. The poem goes something like, "The skies can't keep their secret, they tell it to the hills." And I like this idea of the skies revealing themselves to someone or something, and this idea of trying to understand the secret within the skies. And I think it's something that's an interesting topic for artists for hundreds of years, certainly. I mean, I was thinking a lot about the space here and these beautiful spaces that Chipperfield designed, and I wanted work that dealt with the changing light conditions, because it's possible in this exhibition to have just natural light. So the light is constantly changing, and I wanted work that engaged that aspect of what's happening in the architecture and in the context of Margate, where there is this rapidly changing light and rapidly changing weather. Turner is someone who's been important to me. The images that really look almost abstract at first, and then slowly you understand that there's something going on, and it's actually a picture of something. And because that picture is less photographic, less conventional, it requires you to look, I think, harder and to think about it more, and as a result, the reward is greater, you get more out of it. The grid of colored squares is a work that's called Back to Kansas, and all of those colors, except for 12 of the grays, are taken from the movie The Wizard of Oz, which, as you may recall, goes from black and white to Technicolor. And what I'm interested in is how color disappears when we're sitting in a room at dusk. So a few times during the exhibition, people will be able to sit here as the light goes down and keep track of when each of those colors turn to gray. And the 12 grays that are scattered throughout are sort of controls, so that viewers can compare the gray to the color, and they'll know, in fact, oh, this color disappeared. And because our eyes are sensitive to different wavelengths in different darkness levels, the short wavelength colors, the blues and the purples, will disappear first, and then the long wavelength, orange and red, will disappear 25 minutes later. When I was thinking about this exhibition, I was thinking about a few things. First of all, Turner and his studies of the sky, and also the whole history of naming clouds and looking at clouds and understanding clouds, which is an impulse I find very appealing and also pathetic, because of this idea of trying to objectify and name something that's basically impossible to name and impossible to categorize. I find that compelling. I love Constable's studies of clouds, and so this is sort of a kind of an optical study of a cloud. So it's really about transparency and translucency and opacity and white and gray and clear, and how these change in different light conditions and as you move around them, and trying to understand a little bit about what a cloud is and how a cloud works optically. It's really just about sort of looking at changes of light and color in the space.